Yeah, there's people like, I'm going to Coachella, but like all the fucking artists, like I hate them. I just want to go to Coachella. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to slap you in the. Sorry, I'm going to cut that one out. Leave it in. Nothing beats the Super Bowl because everyone in the world watches that.
Apparently.
No, I'm just kidding. That's the World Cup.
I don't watch. Oh, which is this year. Did you know that, Tim?
I did know
the
that.
The World Cup is going to be in the middle of the fucking desert, and it's going to be 45 degrees.
That's 2022.
Oh, is that Qatar? What's it this year, then?
I don't know. Fucking get your facts straight, though, you fucking bitch.
Tim, listen to me, okay? We don't do this podcast for facts, okay? I don't think I'm talking into the mic. Am I on?
You are.
Can I get more noise in the headphones? No, that's good. That's good. I like that. That's really full. That is. Maybe you can give me a bit more on my mic.
No, you're all right on the mic.
Oh, I'm all good. Okay. Anyway, let's finish my fucking rage cage over here.
Are your headphones turned on?
I don't need to be turned on. Oh, actually, there we go. I can hear myself again.
Yeah. Are they plugged in?
Are they? Yeah. That's. I listened to the. I believe so. No, we're good. Where was I? Football, FIFA, corrupt governments. No, FIFA World Cup 2018. FIFA World Cup. Oh yeah, did you remember when the World Cup was hosted by South Korea? That was in 2002. Bet you didn't remember that, did you?
No, I was 8 years old.
That's why you don't remember it. It's going to be in Russia. That's right, Russia 2018.
That's weird.
What is it with Russia getting all these
especially with all the doping
events?
allegations?
I was just going to say, did you see that it was this week, there was an international competition, like a warm-up to the Olympics, and 30 Russian athletes bailed at the last minute because
they realized they were doing drug tests.
Yeah.
And they're like, we didn't realize we had a doctor appointment.
I have a thing about a horse.
Fucking see my dentist. I got a root canal.
Me too, actually. I'm getting two.
All 30 of us. It's contagious, apparently.
It's super contagious. The whole team has it.
It's dental condition.
It's dental condition. Oh, boy.
Get it? Mental condition? Am I right?
Dental, mental.
I'm a funny guy. I got all the jokes.
Does it even come across, though?
We'll start this one off pretty rapidly with the Rage Cage.
Oh,
about this article I just read, literally while Lucas was taking a poop. So I was waiting for him, and I was reading this article while I was taking a poop. And it's an article on the Times columnist. I don't know. Where's that
Times
based?
columnist is Victoria, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Times columnist.
Timescolumnist.com if you want a columnist.
Columnist?
I thought I was saying columnist as in like, a newspaper column.
It's columnist.
It's columnist. Like
I was saying it because I was copying you, but I'm an idiot.
And it's written by this guy named Jack Cox. Just kidding.
No,
Jack
seriously.
Knox.
Okay.
Jack Knox.
Jack Cox.
Jack Cox.
Cockjacks.
Jack Knox. Why change a place name? Sometimes they're offensive. And the whole prose of it, the whole subject of it is the name of British Columbia and whether it's still relevant to the people who live here. Yes. And I was like, well, it was never really relevant to the people who lived here. But he goes on through it, and he's saying, like, 10 years ago, a fella named Ben Pyers suggested that British Columbia change their name.
He just suggested it, though. He just put it up in the air. Yeah, he's like, yo, we should do this.
No, like, he took it to the court. You have to chime in with everything. Just let me finish the fucking story. God damn.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't chime in.
It's a rage cage. Okay, just let me fucking get through it.
How long it would take you to get angry at me?
My blood's boiling already, and now you're just like, yeah, and then he's doing this, right? Yeah. It's like, fuck. This guy asked Gordon Campbell, the premier at the time, and a bunch of BC MLAs, like, why is it called BC? Don't fucking look at me like that, you goddamn piece of shit. There was kind of just like, whatever, like, it's not a big issue right now. You know that tunnel that we're building, and also taxes and other important shit? We're kind of busy. Oh, do you want to change the flag too? Yeah, let's just waste a shitload of money and time on that. Not the point of what I'm trying to do here.
I'm not even interrupting you now. This is just you.
And he goes on, he kind of describes a whole bunch of countries that used to be named one thing, now they're named something else. British Honduras is now Belize. Dutch East Indies is now Indonesia. Persia is now Iran. So on and so forth. I'm like, yes, carry on. So I keep reading. There's tons of places that change their names every year. And you know what I found out? In the 30s, they renamed some stuff. There was one part of Vancouver Island called Kokshittle Arm. K-O-K, shittle, and then arm. and then another one called Kowshet Cove.
Kowshet
Which,
Cove.
if you say it fast, is Kowshet Cove. Which was like, so they changed those simply because they had stupid fucking names.
And they had the word shit in
Or
them.
like Kokshittle, which is just the funniest little thing.
That's like that place in New Brunswick that's still called Dildo.
Dildo. And proud. We're proud of our dildo. And he's like Haida Gwaii now instead of Queen Charlotte Islands, so on and so forth. He keeps saying all this shit. It's not as though we picked our province. Yeah, and then he goes on to say, it's not as though we even picked it ourselves. In 1958, Queen Victoria designated British Columbia because there was already Columbia in South America. Americans referred to the United States as Columbia in poetry. And so she's like, just slap British on the front of it, we'll be fine. Then he goes, blah, 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 keeps going, blah, 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 and then it just fucking ends. It doesn't wrap up or summarize anything. It is poorly written, Jack Knox, and you should be ashamed.
Does he have a Twitter account?
I'm not going to tweet at him.
No, Wonder Boy's at
Because a couple white dudes going after a guy for calling it British.
No. I'm just going to ask him what the point of his story was. I'm not going to go after him. I'm just going to be sarcastic and passive aggressive.
People will respond. They're like,
Perfect.
two white guys coming at this guy for suggesting that we change the name.
I'm not going to
British
go after
Columbia.
him. No, I mean, fuck, change it to British Columbia. Change it to Kokshittle Cove.
Kokshittle Arm. Kokshittle
I don't give a fuck what you name it to. I don't honestly.
Actually, that'd be fucking hilarious.
Do you remember?
Beautiful.
Do you remember
Kokshittle Cove.
we lived in? If the podcast listeners don't know, we used to live in South Africa.
Oh wait, do we?
We did.
Do they know that? Sorry.
I don't know. Did they? Anyways, let's break it to them now. We used to live in South Africa.
Yeah, for a long time.
For a while.
Saying it too much like a South African, you're gonna South Africa.
Sorry, we lived in South Africa, where the lions are, where Cecil was. And they were changing names all the time. And it was funny because now I think about it, I'm like, cool, yeah, you changed a couple of names of places. They changed like city names to like, they changed it from the super white supremacist name like Pretoria to super
black name.
Yeah, I was like, it's just.
I was like, I can't pronounce it because I'm too white.
Exactly, I can't remember what it was. But it's gone from like one extreme to the other. It's like, sorry, I'm also a little, got that gungy goodness. But it's just changing a name for the sake of changing a name doesn't really make sense to me. It's like, well, the argument I would come to is the UK uses kilometers per hour, and kilometers is their measurement unit of measure for distance. But all the road signs are in miles per hour. Mm-hmm. Okay, or miles, and distance is in miles, all the road signs. In order to change, everyone knows they use kilometers an hour in the UK. But all the road signs are still the same. Do you know why that is? Because it would cost a shitload of money. It's pointless to change them because everybody's cars have both denominations on them anyway. You know how fast you're going based on your speedometer. It makes no point. I understand if a name was like Kokshittle Cove or Kokshittle Arm
fucking
or
hilarious.
Kowshet
Cove.
Kowshet Cove. Sorry, I thought it was cow fucking.
It's Kokshittle Arm and then Kowshet Cove.
Kowshet Cove. And Dildo, Newfoundland. I can't remember if it's in New Brunswick or Newfoundland. I'll look it up. Anyway, to be honest with you, it's just a hassle, like you said. We're trying to spend all this money on, building a bridge and taxes and,
improving infrastructure, social services.
Climate change.
No. We got to build some bike lanes in Vancouver.
We should do that.
Build some fucking bike lanes on the Cambie Street Bridge. Like, is that really a priority right now?
I know that actually, I like bike lanes. Big fan. Love bike lanes.
Yeah.
Do not approve of the bike lane on the Cambie Street Bridge because honestly, it's just a huge waste of money.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a little bit unsafe. Do you know why it's a little bit unsafe, Tim? Because bikers and pedestrians don't play well together.
Yeah.
And they're just idiots. Everyone's a fucking idiot. They're in their own little world. Everyone's in their smartphone. I saw someone biking the other day while on their smartphone. I was like, that doesn't seem appropriate at all.
Idiot. I'd run him over and then just say, like, you see, I want to hit you if you weren't on your phone.
Sorry, I didn't see you. I was looking at my phone too.
You can't state your case. Yeah. You can't state your case because we were both looking at our phones. We don't know what happened.
No one really knows. It's your word against mine, you son of a bitch. So I don't really, I can see that's a great rage cage. But what I do want to get at this guy is, if you want to propose something like that, it was like when, oh no, that's not a good example. I was going to think of the BC Ferries thing. When you propose something like that, your article better have a point to it. It better have an ending being like, hey, I think we should name it we should call it Melting Pot City, Melting Pot Province. Like, what do you want to suggest? British Columbia? It's like saying okay, well, let's just rename all the... You have Washington, D.C. and Washington State.
D.C. is named after a white slave owner. Let's just rename it.
Let's rename it. Like, it just... But it's always Washington. It's
like,
man.
we understand why you want to change it. We understand that he was a slave-owning son of a bitch. But is that really a big deal right now?
Exactly.
When you think of Washington, D.C., do you get enraged because you think, you guy's a slave owner? Or do you think
I don't like slave owners.
Yeah. Or do you think the people who maybe think of the people who live there, think of the culture, think of the, the attractions?
Exactly.
It's just a name.
The big penis-shaped building.
Just a name.
America. We build penis-shaped buildings. Monuments, sorry.
Yeah, most of these places are named after people who discovered them or influenced them anyways. Like Vancouver's named after George Vancouver.
Exactly.
It makes sense.
And there's a Vancouver, Washington as well, because the same guy, I'm assuming, had some kids, and then they went
and then people are going to say, like, well, Tim, George Vancouver didn't discover this area because it's actually native Coast Salish land. They lived here the whole time. And yes, you're not wrong. But the guys with the big stick showed up.
Say the ones with the guns.
The ones with the guns showed up, and they decided this is how it is.
This is now Vancouver.
Which is kind of how the world still works. You look at the United States, they march into a country. This is how it is. We've got the guns, okay? Nothing's changed. I don't think anything will change. We'll go into space exploration. We're going to show up on an underdeveloped, underevolved alien civilization, and we're going to walk all over them because that's how we are.
Because we're humans.
There'll be some people like, oh, we should teach them how to, we should teach them science, we should teach them mathematics, we should teach them medicine. And they're like, cool, but like the people running the show be like, listen, we're going to exploit these people's planet's resources, we're going to use them as workers, we're going to do this, and this. And that's just how it's going to work.
And you're going to like it. You're going to like it while we do it.
Yeah, you're going to like it.
And you're going to fucking like it. And you're going to like these trinkets. That's one thing. One of my favorite monologues of all time is from The Matrix, where Agent Smith talks about humans. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit loud.
No, that's me.
Agent Smith talks about humans being a virus. And that compares to what you... Yeah. Basically, humans come into an area, they consume all the natural resources, fuck a bunch of shit up, and then move on. And that's exactly what a virus does. It attaches to the host, fucks its shit up, and moves on. The common cold, a virus.
Yeah.
Fucks shit up and moves on.
Does the same thing. And that during that little rant there, I had another thing. That
the cage is still open for
business. Noticed. The cage is still open. the beast is loose. And I was reading, there was a women's march in Vancouver yesterday. Which it was cool. It's all supportive of women's
Not
rights.
grabbing them by the... Anyway.
Yeah, you know how it is. And there was a Facebook kind of group organization event thing put together. And I looked at it. And... what was it? I don't know if it was for the women's march. It was for a civil rights march of some type. It could have been the women's march, but it could have been something else. I don't want to say for sure. But the person who had organized it, who had written this, first thing in the description of this event was, we recognize that this march is going to be taking place on traditional Coast Salish land, blah, 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 blah. And I was thinking, like, well, what good is that going to do? Like, I understand, like, it's very good to recognize that people were here before.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. But you look at where the march was taking place in Jackpool Plaza, it's a fucking concrete jungle now, okay? It's not like you're walking over there, like,
it's all around their, like, traditional totem poles.
Yeah, it's not like you're walking through their village or something.
Exactly.
It's like, this place has been converted. It's been westernized 100%. If you were to go onto a First Nations reserve and do a march... That might be more appropriate to be like,
way more appropriate.
Listen, we're in traditional Coast Salish land, and they still live here. Mm-hmm. Blah 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 blah. We recognize that. We appreciate them, so on and so forth. That was just something that stuck out to me. It's kind of weird. And then the way it was written was very PC, almost to the point of being ingenuine.
Yes.
Where people who are so over the top with the political correctness, they're just being political correct to appear politically correct.
Yeah. And
everyone's got little urges.
I don't trust those people.
I don't trust them
at all
because they're very fake. They
super fake.
Listen, everybody's here to hold each other's hand. Blah blah blah. It's like, no, you sometimes have those little racist or those little sexist or those little there's another one, racist, sexist. No, I guess that's it. Little urges where you're like, I hate this person because of who they are racially. I hate this person because who they are sexually. I hate this person because who they are Oh, sexual orientation. Yeah.
Even if it's for a brief moment, you kind of catch yourself, but you definitely had it.
Everyone's got that little flicker.
Exactly.
Those people pretend like they never have those urges. I never discriminate because of race, gender, or sexual orientation. Oh, we've all fucking done it. We've all done it. And not recognizing that is
not
bullshit.
only. I think that's one of the things that I like about myself is I am willing to own up to my mistake and own that I fucked up.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people don't. They'll kind of skirt around the issue. I mean, yeah, tooting my own horn here, but I think it's a great quality that I have. Man,
I think I'm a great guy, and here's why. Ladies, I'm single.
Sorry, I've had a lot of interviews this week. I've had to talk about who I am.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. No, I think it's if you have the ability to own up to your mistakes, you are a very genuine. I can't really think of the trait right now. You're a very. I'll think of it later. But like you said, those people who are overly PC seem fake and disingenuine. That's what genuine. So very genuine people. You'll find honestly the people who swear the most.
To like, yeah, I'm racist a little bit sometimes. You know,
I've had racist tendencies. Absolutely.
Tendencies. I've had sexist tendencies. I had discriminatory tendencies towards like transgender people or towards gay people or whatever.
Exactly. And I'm not stoked on it. And I would definitely apologize profusely if I ever did it out loud.
But it just kind of like happens, you know? My brain just kind of like does it.
Yeah. I'm not excusing it at all. It is not okay. Shouldn't do it. I agree. But the minute you start whitewashing everything you say with and dancing around subjects like the idea, oh, that was funny. What were we watching? Oh, there was a comedian. He asked the crowd, he's like, okay, are there any African-American folk here? And there's like one guy's like, yeah. He's like, okay, so I have a question for you. Do you prefer being called black or a person of color? The guy in the crowd's like, this black guy just says, black. He's like, I'm not a person of color. That lumps me into a group with Asian cultures, Indian, a variety. He's like, and then it just puts everybody. It's white, so it's white versus people of color.
Yeah,
right. And it's even worse than calling. I don't think there's anything wrong with calling somebody black. If you're describing, you're like, hey, black guy. That's maybe not the way you use it. But if you're describing context, you're describing somebody like, oh, I was hanging out with this guy. Well, what does he look like? Well, he's black.
Or like, oh yeah, my friend Joe, like he's really good at basketball. And you're like, oh, where is he? Oh, he's the black guy over there.
Exactly. If you had to pick somebody out, you would say he's tall, he's curly haired, he's black. What is a descriptive figure of him? And I don't know where I was going with that point. But what I do want to come back to was people I find the most honest and genuine people are people who actually swear a lot and aren't afraid to apologize.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are some times where it's better to not say things, but if you say something and you admit wrong, that takes a lot of personal strength to be able to say, you know what, I was wrong and you were right. And I think, you get into this PC matches where it's a PC, pun intended,
like, I'm more politically correct than you are.
Exactly.
I respect more cultures than you do. I respect more genders.
I have so much fucking respect for things. Sorry, I made that voice very female. I'm not saying it's generally females. What I'm saying is...
There's like a lot of white ladies.
There are. And you know what? They've also been discriminated against, and that blows. We have a very tough position to be in as straight white males who have an opinion because... Everyone's like, well, you're a fucking straight white male. What do you fucking know? Well, I don't know a lot, and I'm sorry for every straight white male that came before me.
I've started to lean on this one joke a lot, is the white privilege thing. People say like, oh, Tim, you can't do that. I was like, I can do anything. I have white privilege. I can do whatever I want. Like, I can just walk in and I'm like...
That's true.
I can walk into a bank, shoot a bunch of people, steal a bunch of money, and I'll only get 5 years in prison. Everyone's like, oh, crap. Oh, he said it. Oh, he said it. I'm like, yeah, but is that totally... Isn't me making fun of it pointing out the flaw in our society?
Exactly. If I constantly remind you that I'm self-aware enough of that, I don't know. Yeah,
that shows how big of a problem it is.
It's super tough to be in that position.
Yeah.
Should we close up the cage?
Yeah, the cage was open for a while, and there was a lot of rage.
I want to talk about, which is not really a rage cage, but it's kind of a... Come on, airlines.
Come on.
Airlines. So this week, there was a guy. He was traveling somewhere. I didn't read the whole article, but I read the excerpt. And so some guy, this is my annotation of it. So some guy traveling on an airline, not specific to the airline. He put on 10 layers of clothes because he couldn't afford the extra baggage fee.
Jesus Christ.
So basically what this guy did was take all the clothes in his bag, put them on him, and get on the plane. The way I understood the extra baggage fee was to pay for the extra fuel that it costs the airline to get the plane in the air because the plane's heavier. So you're telling me this guy puts on 10 layers of clothes, weighs the exact same amount as if those clothes were in the bag, and he doesn't have to pay the fee. Maybe I misunderstood what that fee was for. I think it's honestly right now, it's just a money grabbing fee, because if it doesn't matter where the weight comes from, I don't really know why you would pay the extra fee for the clothes for the bag to be checked. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the same with Ticketmaster fees or concert tickets, any of these resellers where it's like convenience fee, processing fee, this fee. It's like those are not. It's like you're literally just transferring a barcode, man. You're emailing me a barcode that takes 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's all automated too.
To be honest with you, if you just lumped it in with the ticket price, I wouldn't bitch about it. But the fact that you're trying to get away with...
You're showing us like, well, listen, we're working hard over here by having this piece of software already written, and like one guy's maintaining it over in fucking India or something, who updates the code once in a while when there's a glitch.
Exactly.
And it's like, no, you guys aren't even working for it.
No. Yeah, it's... that would grind my gears. It's just kind of a... Aw, come on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a rage cage. So we'll close the rage and come ons, and we'll close them up now.
Oh, come on.
Okay, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Oh, yeah, so I have to talk about my friend Ben Stone, so I can tag him in the Facebook post.
Fucking great name.
So that he listened to Ben Stone.
Ben Stone.
Because I had brunch with him today, and that was quite delightful. So I'll talk about him a little bit and get him tagged in the Facebook post. So Ben, listen to this whole podcast and you're going to get a quick mention now.
Ben's dead.
But that's all. What I did want to talk about was a movie we saw this week, which is quite a wild ride. Would you say not?
Pretty weird, yeah.
Yes.
Pretty weird.
The more I thought about it after, I was like, what was the point? There wasn't really...
It was still good, though.
It was a very good movie.
I mean...
Should we tell people what the...
say what is the point?
No, what was the point?
What was the point? I was talking to some people at work yesterday that said what was the point of The Last Jedi? They said nothing happened with the story, and I was like, well, that's just totally wrong. That's going to be another rage cage.
Yeah.
For another time. But people who say like nothing happened, but if you go to the movie and you're watching it and it kind of gives you enjoyment, makes you feel sad, does this, that's that.
True.
That is it really a waste of time if it...
Oh, no, I didn't mean, sorry, I didn't mean that the movie wasn't. I just trying to think of...
What was the point is a very poor way of wording.
Yeah, that was a very poor way. What I meant more was, like, what was achieved in them by the characters. They all develop, and Sam Rockwell, like you said, has a very good character development, and I like that. But in terms of... So the movie starts out about these 3 billboards, right? 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. That's the movie we went and saw. And at the end... I guess the point of the story was that these 3 billboards had a huge impact, and it's just 3 billboards. But what I'm trying to, I was mainly thinking about the main female character and what she achieved, which was pretty much nothing. But everybody else around her sort of either grew, developed, changed, made decisions based on her. So I guess she was just basically the plot device to move the story forward. But at the end, I mean, I was hoping we got to see more of the 2 characters at the end than we did. I was like, oh, okay, well
yeah,
it is a really
catalyst, though. She was the catalyst that started everyone else. You think about all the characters in the movie, where they were at the beginning, where they were at the end.
That's what I mean.
If it wasn't for her putting the billboards up, none of that would happen.
None of it happened. Yeah.
The police chief, nothing would have happened. The police man, played by Sam Rockwell, nothing would have happened.
The police man, it's a police person now, Tim.
The small person, played by Peter Dinklage. The advertising agent.
The little boy.
Yeah, the advertising agent. Nothing would have happened. The son of the woman.
Yeah.
Her husband.
Her husband's really funny.
Penelope. What's her fucking name? Penelope used baguettes.
Yeah, so the trailer for the movie is very dark.
Yeah, it does not... it betrays the story a little bit.
Yeah, the trailer didn't do a good job of...
it makes it look like a really, really sad.
Yeah.
Because the premise is this woman's daughter is raped and murdered outside the town, right by these billboards.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are no advancements in the case for 8 months or so, roughly.
I think that.
So she gets sick of it, puts up a bunch of billboards accusing the police department of not doing their jobs, essentially.
Yeah.
And so that gets the whole town. It's a very small town in Missouri. It gets everybody riled up. Everybody's thinking about things.
Everyone knows everyone, so the billboards kind of shake it.
So it kind of sets everything in motion, and I think it was really, really good, and it was really well done, and kind of even subverts your expectations sometimes when you think like, oh, it's going to have this perfect resolution at the end because of this foreshadowing that the police chief had. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He does foreshadow it.
That was very well done too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're thinking like, oh, it is actually happening.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't happen, and you're like, oh fuck, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of good, and you're like, oh.
I guess that's kind of what I liked about it as well, was that it left you wanting more.
Yeah.
Like I wanted the two characters at the end to drive where they were going, see what they would do. But again, that would be a whole different movie. I think that would be a whole different
movie, but even in like they don't know what they're gonna do.
That's what I mean.
Movie.
That's what I mean.
So that kind of, I think what they want is like for you to watch the movie, get an idea of the characters, then try and figure out based on what you watched in the movie and based on who they are and who they've become, what they're gonna do. I think that's part of the interesting part about it. Because if you leave a movie and you're thinking about it, I think that's a good thing. If you leave the movie and you're like, I never want to think about that movie ever again. Yeah. Which is what happened to me this week as well. I also watched The Fate of the Furious, the 8th Fast and Furious movie, and it was
but Tim, there is a submarine.
Yeah, and it breaks through the fucking ice and shit. And then it shoots a torpedo, and this torpedo skis along the ice, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on? And then Tyrese says a one-liner and then shoots like 4 guys with military precision. And I'm like, you're a fucking like street racer. How is
character development from Fast and the Furious.
They went from street racers to international spies.
Working for top secret government.
Yeah, working for fucking Kurt Russell. Like, what the shit?
That's really funny.
Yeah. So have you seen?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen most of them? Or
I've seen the 7th. Yes, I saw the one where Jason Statham is introduced. I think that's 7.
That is 7.
Yeah, so I've seen that one.
So this one is. It's like.
Is this the one with Charlize Theron?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
And she's all right. I mean,
yeah,
she does her best with what they
kind
give
of
her.
like. Tough role to like. What was her agent think? Came to her. She's like, "Hey, Charlize,
you're gonna get millions of dollars for this.
Tons of money. Okay, tons. Fucking shitloads."
I mean, if I was an actor and I was like high art, tons of money. Listen, I'll do tons of money for now so I can do my high art later.
True. Who's the guy who did the Emoji movie that was really
Patrick Stewart?
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, he was going for the paycheck, no doubt. He was definitely going for the paycheck.
Yeah. He hit the fuck up.
Some actors like have even. I think Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, has said like, "Listen. Being an actor is fun, but the money's fucking great." I'm pretty sure he said that. He says like being like it's all great being an artist, but like the money's pretty good. People are like, oh, how could he say that? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
All of us would think it if we were in his position.
Exactly.
All of us would be like, listen, I get to play Superman, get tons of babes, and get paid tons of money. Fuck yeah, this is the best.
But I haven't done any art movies.
I haven't done any high art in a while. Which three billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri is a high art movie.
That was a high art one.
Whereas. Yeah, The Fate of the Furious is not
super contrast.
Ludacris and Tyrese are just one-liner machines, and fucking
The Rock's there.
The Rock is there just to do awesome shit.
Yeah, I know, just to do all the stunts.
So is Vin Diesel.
Right. Vin
Diesel. Although he smiles in this movie, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed that part. I was like, I haven't seen Vin Diesel smile since Triple X1.
Did he smile in that movie?
I have no idea. I honestly can't remember.
We're gonna have to do some research.
Yeah,
I'm gonna Google that.
The other characters.
Does Vin Diesel smile?
There's the guy who plays Tormund Giantsbane from Game of Thrones. Plays a henchman in this one, but he's like he's just kind of there, because he's like hot at the moment. I feel like that's why they cast him.
I was gonna say super hot
like he's got like a handful of lines and like no development, so it's kind of just like, yeah, look, this guy's really good in Game of Thrones. So let's just put him on here because people want to go see him.
That was like, did you watch Hunger Games? Have you seen the Hunger Games Part 2? Like the last.
No, I watched part 1 of that fucking terrible trilogy and then I quit.
So I watched part 2. I was the same. I watched part 1 and was like, motherfuck, this is bad.
The first one was terrible.
Part 2 has a better ending than the books, in my opinion. Well, it's a similar, but it's better done, I think, than the books. Good. Anyways, so yes, I did watch it. It was a hot pile of garbage. But what I wanted to get to that what I wanted to get to in that is that I feel like Game of Thrones had just gotten hot when they started making those movies. Yeah. And they have every single Game of Thrones character, like, they have a shitload of actors from Game of Thrones, English actors playing these American parts, and I'm like, you just wanted hot people. It's so hot right now. You just wanted those people in your movie to make it try and make it better.
I mean, yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean, they took John Boyega from Star Wars,
right?
Who plays Finn, and he's in Pacific Rim Uprising, the next Pacific Rim movie. He was in. Although he was in Detroit, which I haven't seen, but it's about the Detroit riots.
I haven't seen it either. I wanted to see it.
It looks really good.
It does. The trailer makes it look super intense.
So that's not like, I don't think that's a hot right now thing. I think that's like just a good casting choice. Yeah. But like certain things like that where they're like, oh, this guy's he's black and he's English. He's going to play Idris Elba's son in this fucking sequel. And it's like, where you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess.
What was I thinking about?
Well, I'll carry on then.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
With the Fate of the Furious, though, it was a decent action flick, but like I was browsing on my laptop while I was watching it, so I was not even paying attention.
You weren't engaged.
In that kind of situation, not the best. And it was one of the first movies in a while where I've noticed, like, this movie has bad editing. And that's not a thing that you should, like...
You don't usually notice that.
If you don't notice the editing, it means the editing's good. Mm-hmm. If you do notice it, you're like, okay, the editing's fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just like, it was the way they were cutting certain things. And there was one scene in particular where the protagonists, like the street racer guys, what do they call themselves? Like, the family.
Oh, yeah, the family.
The only thing that matters to me is family. I'm sorry, Vin Diesel, can you speak up, please?
Can you stop mumbling?
We have the mic turned up all the way. We can't hear you.
We've mic'd your shirt up and we still can't hear you.
All I care about is family. They're all like... They're in Kurt Russell's base, he was in Furious 7. He was this government guy who hired them. And they're in his base, and his new lackey, who's played by Clint Eastwood's son, which is like the most I mean, the guy's like supermodel hot, but like he's a okay actor at best.
Yeah, I was gonna say okay at best.
So he's handcuffed them all, and Kurt Russell's like, I told you to bring them in. He's like, well, what? I thought you meant like. He's like, no, don't like handcuff them, blah blah blah. And he's like, he says, cut him loose or whatever. But Michelle Rodriguez's character is already like, and after he says cut him loose, she like picks the lock in her handcuffs and uncuffs herself. Which I was thinking like, that's fucking dumb. They just said release you. Why do you have to pick your own handcuffs open? First of all, like you could fix that with a little bit of an editing choice. Show that right before he says uncuff them. Mm-hmm. Like have her uncuff herself. And then Kurt Russell come in and say, uncuff them. Mm-hmm. It makes it look her way cooler because she's like, oh, I'm already uncuffed.
She's like, yeah, problem solved. That was a street racer.
You don't have to throw dialogue in there. You just have to show people like, oh, she's already uncuffed herself. She doesn't need Kurt Russell's approval. Makes the character cooler. Yeah. Also, doesn't make that shot fucking pointless.
Yeah.
That's what the editing being bad. That's when you notice it. You're like, well, what the fuck was the point of...
Yeah.
Like, why? Anyways, carry on with your...
So I searched, I was going to search, does Vin Diesel smile? That's what I was going to search. But I just typed in, does Vin Diesel? And the first three that come up are, does Vin Diesel have kids? Does Vin Diesel have a wife? Does Vin Diesel speak Spanish? I love how the first two are family related, and then Google's like, does he speak a different language?
He's got to speak Spanish. Yeah. I think he's half black, isn't he?
Vin Diesel? That's a great question. Actually.
Yeah. He's half black. So he's not Latino or anything. He's half black.
What was that movie he did? Pitch Black. That's a good movie. And
that's the first Riddick movie.
Riddick movie. I like those. That's Vin Diesel at goodness. At that goodness.
Or I was gonna say Fast and Furious. They're
the original Fast and the Furious with
the first three
Paul
were pretty good.
Walker and them. You get to Tokyo Drift and it's like, whoa. All right, it's a bit weird.
Well, there is a point even in the new movie where they bring up Paul Walker's character, Brian, like, wow, I don't want to bring Brian into this. And I'm sitting there like, well, I know he's dead, so obviously you can't bring him into this. It's like you didn't have to include that.
One thing I liked was his send-off, though.
In Furious 7.
It was very well done.
That was very good, yeah.
I was like, wow. Well, I'm almost tearing up here.
Yeah.
That was very well done. So Paul Walker, yeah, and... Yeah, I don't know how many movies they signed up for, but I'm sure it's a shitload.
Well, yeah, they're going to keep making them until people stop going to see them.
Until China stops paying them money.
It makes like $2 billion every time.
So the China just loves them. Okay, so fan asks Google if Vin Diesel is white and gets a crazy response. That's one of those clickbait things. You got me.
Yeah, I'm in.
Well done. I'll have to read it while you talk about something else.
Yeah, I think there was this for Vin Diesel. He made this short film when he was like before he got famous, and I actually watched it. And you watch it; it's about the struggles of being an actor, and he's moved to New York, and he's going to auditions every day, and he's meeting all these actors that he knows all the time because he's always in auditions with them, and it's actually really good. And it's how he got cast in Saving Private Ryan by Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg saw the short film that he made
and cast him
for Saving Private Ryan, and you can see why, because in this, like, he's really good in it. He's basically playing himself, but he's still really good in it. You're watching like, damn, Vin Diesel, you're not just an action star, man.
He's just got chops. He has chops, and his agents kind of screwed him.
Yeah, they kind of like shoehorned him into typecasting.
Exactly, and because he does Groot's voice, right? And all he says is Groot.
Yeah.
But it's different inflections, and he's
got to do it all the time. Yeah.
So the question that somebody asked Google was, "Is Vin Diesel white?" And Google's response was, "Vin Diesel has the skin of a white man, the facial features of a black man, an Italian-American sounding first name, Vincent, his last name by birth, a black voice, and a very black sense of cool. He is the perfect multiracial and multicultural hero."
That's why he's the best person to lead the Fast and Furious franchise. He's so awesome. International.
So international. Oh, man, that's awesome. I love Google sometimes.
The thing about The Fate of the Furious is that there's this whole sequence where Jason Statham's character comes back. Mm-hmm. There's this whole action sequence with him on a plane, and it is the best part of the fucking movie. Mm-hmm. You could cut everything else off and cut everything else in the middle that doesn't belong in that scene out, and I would just watch that scene, and it would be good enough on its own.
Right.
It is so fucking funny. It is so good. Jason Statham's so good. And I'm always thinking, like, every time I see him in a movie, I'm like, why is this guy only cast in action movies? Right. He's so fucking funny. Like, have you seen Spy?
Have you seen Snatch? Isn't he Snatch as well?
Snatch.
I love, yeah.
Yeah, he's in Snatch. Yeah, have you seen Spy?
I haven't seen Spy.
Okay, so he plays this fucking world-class spy. It's so fucking good. I gotta show you.
Because that's what the lady who's trying to become a spy, right?
Melissa McCarthy.
That's right. Yeah.
And she's okay. She's funny in the movie, and the rest of the movie is pretty funny. But he is the fucking tits. He makes the whole movie. Every time he's on the screen, I'm like, I fucking love this guy. He's so good. And the same thing in Fast and Furious 8.
Fate of the
Furious.
Fast Furious 8.
Fuck, which one is it?
You know what we're talking about.
He's like he was the villain in 7, but now he's like this anti-hero protagonist, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? I love this guy. We're like, what is going on? It's so good. Gotta watch it.
Something else that I watched this week was I watched Baby Driver again. Great film. Man, that's the third time I've seen that movie, and it just keeps getting better. I don't want to go on. What I want to talk about was I started watching Manhunt Unabomber. So did you know anything about the Unabomber story?
Yeah, he used to mail bombs to people, and he lived out in the fucking woods in Oregon or something.
Montana, yes. Yeah, very close. And
he was
same thing,
like genius level intellect.
But basically was essentially bullied because of it's like he didn't socially fit in, and then tried to fit in and tried to punish the world for his social. Anyways, yeah. So that story on talking about editing brought it up for me because it's made by Netflix and the Discovery Channel. So if you watch a Netflix series, it's edited to, like, the episode has no real cuts, right? There's no commercial break points. Like when you watch a show like Breaking Bad or something that was made for TV, there's specific points where they cut it, they edit it so that you could throw a commercial in there.
Yeah.
Right? And the Manhunt Unabomber is the same thing. It's very disorientating because you're watching it with no ad breaks, no commercials, and then all of a sudden it'll go to black and it'll go to a new scene right after with no smooth transit. It's it's jarring. It's
whereas with a sitcom, it works, like Friends or Seinfeld or something, because you're like, oh, it's a sitcom.
Exactly.
It's fucking comedy.
And it's not the story isn't so much important as it is the jokes and the situations that are important. But when like, for instance, you have this conversation between these two characters that's super intense, cuts to black, reopens, and they're at a coffee shop having a joke, and you're like,
yeah,
what?
You're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure it'd be fine if you had commercials in there, like if you had a minute spot or a minute and a half spot in between, and where you had to watch
like
commercials.
A 30-second trailer for like the next episode or something. I don't know.
Whatever it would be, it's so when you watch it, you'll know what I mean. But it's very like, okay.
When I watch it, you can't tell me what to watch. I'm not gonna watch it now.
So when you folks at home watch this, it is very good though. I didn't know very much about the story, and Paul Bettany plays the Unabomber.
Oh, really?
And he's very
in the new
good.
Han Solo movie.
Is he?
He is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you know who else is? So the main character is Sam Worthington. I was so skeptical. I'm like, Sam Worthington.
This guy's pathetically, pathetic American accent isn't going to work here.
It works.
Oh, that's
he does. He's a very good actor.
He's gotten better at the accent.
Gotten better, and
you remember watching Avatar or Clash of the Titans, and you're like, dude, your accent needs some work.
It needs. I think he got told that a bunch and just went and got voice lessons.
Got training. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot better in this. There is some points where he gets emotional and his accent recedes. I mean, it's very tough. I understand.
Happens. Yeah.
But he plays a very good. I was almost didn't watch it because Sam Worthington's in it.
Yeah. Because you're like, this guy's an action star, but he's like,
but he plays a really good role.
For 3 years, he was an action star, and then everyone forgot about him.
Oh yeah, he plays a really good role in this Unabomber story. So that was my. I watched 4 episodes this week. It was quite good.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And music this week, I wanted to talk about music, was Glass Animals. Love them.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of them.
All right. I'm not going to use them, though.
No, I'm not. No,
I just
want everybody to listen to Glass Animals. My latest favorite song by them is Agnes. It's a great song.
That's an old lady name.
Yeah. Yeah, it's from
Ethel. Gertrude. Barbara Streisand.
No, I just really like the Glass Animals. If you're looking for some new tunes to search out, check them out. I'm really mad I missed them when they came to Vancouver. I would have liked to have gone to their concert, but c'est la vie. Go moving on.
I don't go to a lot of concerts. I don't know what it is. Something about it. People are like, I love live music. Like, I would do anything. I would go to a concert even if I didn't like the band. I was like,
I would
never fucking do that.
I would
never ever do that.
Yeah.
I
like live music though, but I only like it when it's people I know I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Like for instance, I'm not going to go to a festival to see one artist, right?
Yeah.
Like, Eminem's
pay
playing at this
$200
festival.
for a day.
Yeah. I better like 90% of those artists.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going.
Yeah, there's people like, I'm going to Coachella, but like all the fucking artists, like I hate them. I just want to go to Coachella. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to slap you in the... Sorry, I'm going to cut that one out.
Leave it in.
Leave it in. Yeah, so I guess we'll wrap up for the week.
Yeah.
Can't end on a higher note than slapping someone in the woohoo.
You should just bleep it out.
Yeah. With the woohoo. Well, you can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at WonderBoysCast, SoundCloud, iTunes,
you can on
Spotify, Google Play.
Did you put us on Spotify?
I actually haven't checked. I did apply, and then
you can email Lucas at wonderboys.ca now. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's possible.
Yeah,
so you did that.
chill.
You have to like set up your password and everything.
Yeah, I had to
work?
set it up.
This is all business stuff. You guys don't have to worry about this.
Don't worry, but you can send an email to Lucas at wonderboys.ca.
Or Tim at wonderboys.ca.
Or yeah, we should create one called The Boys at Wonder Boys. The Boys at Wonder Boys.
Well, thanks guys. We'll talk to you again next week.
Ciao.
Oh, this was episode 60 actually. I forgot to mention.
Was it episode 69?
No, just 60.
Because that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Breath in my head. I ain't got the blues no more, I said. Steps on more, I said. Pick me up.